Hey, my friends, Pastor David here with another Banding Together Midweek Minute. So this past weekend at First Church, we began a new series of messages. We're talking about worship. And we're not talking specifically about the different elements of worship. We're asking the question, why worship? What is it about worship that is so important in our journey with Jesus that we do it so very frequently? We do it every 7 days corporately. And why is it so much of a part of our journey with Jesus that it occupies space every part of every day when we engage our relationship with Jesus? We began the journey in this series talking about the fact that we are actually wired to worship, that God created us and formed us as a people for Himself to bring Him glory. He wired us to worship. And we talked about the fact that we are people who belong not to ourselves, but we belong to Him. We are His. Our primary purpose in life is to live in this relationship of love with the one who made us and to give our lives bringing glory and honor to the one who put us together, and that we find real peace down deep in our souls when we live into that purpose in our lives. And of course, He has given us the freedom to choose or reject that purpose in our lives. I gave you some homework to spend each day reading the story of the prodigal son in Luke chapter 15, verses 11 through 32. And I challenged each of us, myself included, to see ourselves as the child that the father in that story runs to. I wonder how you're experiencing that so far. Are you experiencing yourself as the one that the Father, God Himself, runs to and embraces and says, I love you? It's not important where you've been. It's not important what you've done. I have created you, God says, and you are mine, and I love you. I hope that you are experiencing some of that. And when we do begin to experience that, we understand worship at a much, much deeper level. As we step into this coming weekend, I want to ask the question, does Jesus have something to say about worship? After all, the real mission of our church is connecting people to Jesus and helping them grow to be like Him. So what does Jesus Himself have to say about worship? And so we're going to spend a little bit of time in John chapter 4 this coming weekend. I hope you can join us at one of our worship services here at First Church. Until then, remember, keep looking up, and I'll see you later.